Today's Sportsman's Adventures takes us to the Florida Panhandle for some deep water fishing in the northern Gulf of Mexico. Here, summertime is prime time. Captain Rick Murphy and our special guest, Skip Lachine from Maverick Boat Company, have traveled to the world-famous fishing village of Destin to be hosted by local captain Pat Deneen and first mate Grasshopper aboard the 48-foot sport fisher Outta Here.
Hey Pat, well, we've been talking about doing this a long time.
Yes, we have.
Came up to Destin and you made sure you told me don't come alone, you're gonna need a cranker. The designated cranker, Skip Lachine from Maverick Boat Company.
Hey, Skip.
I brought him with me.
Nice.
So what do you got in store for myself and Skip?
We're gonna run offshore, head for the blue water, catch some amberjacks possibly during the trip, some wahoos, some dolphins, maybe swordfish. For the wahoos, we're gonna be pulling bait similar to this. A red and black plug, probably 8 to 9, 8 to 10 knots. Look for some weed lines, floating structure. The wahoos are running 20 to 40, 20 to 50 pounds.
Gotcha.
We hopefully run into some dolphin while we're doing it. The dolphins are gaffers up to some pretty big ones. A 52-pounder caught last week in a tournament, so hopefully we'll find one of those guys.
Now how do you think that we might try to fish for the dolphin or even the amberjacks?
Well, we'll troll structure, look for weed lines. For the dolphins, the wahoos, we're going to fish a fad. For the amberjacks, we're going to get on top of some shallower wrecks, 200, 250 feet of water, and vertical jig them with this butterfly, or this
The Williamson jig
jig.
And this is something that went away and now has returned. And they're using them in the Bahamas. I see you guys are using them up here off our structure.
Man, that thing sinks like a bomb, and the fish, I mean, you catch all kinds of fish on it. Amberjacks, groupers, bonitas.
That's cool. I've never done that before. That's very neat.
The quicker you jig it, the better your action.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it.
Hey, man, good to have you
Let's
here.
get these big motors started. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Oh, he does he? He does he?
Dozer, Skip
Come on,
it.
man, get hooked up.
Come on, baby. Come on, good man, get another bite. Go for the double. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get the bite. But let me tell you, Skip, you know, these vertical jigs, they've been around a long time and they fell out of popularity. And I don't know how exactly you were working yours, but I can tell you what I've been doing is dropping mine all the way down and jigging it very fast off of the bottom. Now, when I say all the way down, we're talking about 212 feet of water. And we're jigging it probably through 40 feet of water before we drop it back down. That's what I'm in the process of doing now. Skip's in the process of getting painfully beaten up on.
Yes, you said that again. You can say that again.
Now I'm back down. I'm gonna drop, see if I can come up through the school and get a bite.
That's a little nicer fish, I think.
Oh yeah! There it is, a double header! Yes, sir!
The double header of pain. Double header of pain.
Now what happens if you get a bite or you don't get a bite, you can always drop back down.
Go right back down and go get another one.
Instead of have to start the whole process over.
Oftentimes they actually fight better with one already hooked up.
Yeah.
You know, the fires up the other ones.
Well, Pat, I try to help them any way I can.
That's right, a little bit.
It's a little bigger fish here.
Whoa.
I think mine got eaten just then. Mine just grew, Pat.
Oh my goodness.
Shoot. I want to say the cuss words.
Mine's getting a little closer.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a spot there, buddy.
No, I don't think so. I got color. Rick's still on the bottom.
My fish still headed for the wreck.
Rick's still on the bottom. Here's mine.
Oh, you got that sharp again.
Yeah.
Yippee!
First down, first hooked, first to the top. There we go. Although I think Mr. Murphy's may be a little larger. There we go.
Oh, they're all forgotten about now, Rick.
Yep, that's how it always works. Now what you talking about?
There you go, a little nicer fish.
Where's yours?
Mine's already released, done. I'm
so
already
put
done,
the side
see?
by side, huh?
Mine's already released and done.
I'll tell you who's bigger.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you who's this too. No question about that.
That one might go in the
All right, now let's put him back in the water and we're gonna practice our gaffing on him. Bonito! I hate myself right now.
Sportsman's Adventures is brought to you by Florida, the fishing capital of the world. Yamaha, when you want the best. Rapala, your best shot at a world record. Rapala Line, premium fishing line crafted from experience. Maverick, fish the legend. Minn Kota, anywhere, anytime. Humminbird, simply, clearly better.
Florida is the fishing capital of the world, hosting more than 3 million anglers per year. To maintain healthy fish populations, anglers are responsible for fishing legally. That means you must measure fish regulated by total length from the forward point of the head to the farthest tip while pinching the tail. Fork-length fish are measured to the rear center edge or V of the tail. Visit myfwc.com for more information.
Yamaha 4-strokes. Reliable performance. A turn of the key, a touch of the throttle, and you know what to expect. Power, performance, and handling that are undeniably Yamaha. With a 4-stroke lineup that ranges from 2.5 horsepower all the way up to an ocean-conquering 250 horses. Everyone is clean, quiet, fuel-efficient, feature-packed, and marine-inspired. Yamaha 4-strokes. Just turn the key and go. Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
You know, I fish all over the world and over 300 days a year on the water. And as a matter of fact, I spend more time on the water than on dry land. If it swims in salt water, I catch it. Out here, where the fish are big and mean, your lures really take a beating. To survive, they must be tougher than the fish yourself. Backcountry to blue water, my choice in lures is simple. All over the world, big fish eat little fish that swim like a rapala.
It takes a little more to make it out here. It's about guts, standing up to the elements, and quietly doing the job when others have long gone home. It takes Riptide, the toughest, most corrosion-resistant trolling motor ever built. When your reputation's on the line, hang it on Riptide, only from Minn Kota.
I've been fishing all my life and seen some pretty cool things on the water. I've seen a 180-pound tarpon jump in my boat. I've seen giant snook slam live bait, and I've also seen super shallow redfish I can easily pull to. I've seen a lot, and a lot has changed except my boat builder, Maverick Boat Company. Make no mistake about it, Maverick makes the best technical poling skiffs, high-speed backcountry skiffs, and bay boats in the world.
Use Maverick or Pathfinder, #1 for a reason. Sitting on a beautiful round-shaped harbor off East Pass, Destin is famous for its fishing fleet, which is the largest in the state. Destin has been called the world's luckiest fishing village, and it's not just the great offshore fishing that lures anglers to these northwest Florida waters. The fishing inshore can be awesome too. In fact, a trip to the local fishing pier made Captain Rick feel right at home. Home, that is, with some new friends and his all-time favorite fish.
Well, as you know, in Sportsman's Adventures past episodes, one of the things that we like to do here in the editing studios is bring the beauty, or maybe a little bit of flavor, of the area. So we were up in Destin doing the show with Pat and Ian, and we wanted to show you guys some of how pretty the beaches are. So we went down to the beach, and sure enough, we came up upon this pier, the Okaloosa Pier. And when we approached the pier, they have a little tackle shack called Joel's Tackle Shack in the front of the pier. And you go through that tackle shack and you get anything that you might need. Well, in the tackle shack, we met a guy named Scott Fish. What a great last name. But Scott proceeded to tell me, he said, "Captain Rick, we really love your show, Sportsman's Adventures, and I'm gonna go catch you a tarpon." And I gotta tell you, I hear fish stories all over the world wherever we travel. And this guy, sure enough, he went out on the end of the pier and In July and August, the tarpon, they migrate from Tampa right on up into the Panhandle and over into Louisiana and Alabama. And these fish were migrating from east to west. And sure enough, out on the end of this pier, these schools of tarpon would come through this chaotic casting technique from guys that are using 7 and 8 and 10 foot long rods, big surf casting rods. If you happen to be standing behind them, you found yourself looking face down, dodging a lot of big spoons and big lures of all different kinds, because these guys were launching, looked like something you'd see in a military war. They were launching all these lures off of this pier into this school of tarpon, and my buddy Scott sure enough hooked up. Now the problem that you run into when you're fishing 60 feet above the water is that now you've got to fight this fish, not like we do at a boat where you get to chase the fish down. You are stuck. And sure enough, Scott did a great job of fighting this fish. But the other thing you have to worry about is the concrete pylons from the pier. As you get into the closing stages of the fight, potentially this fish getting wrapped around this pier. But as he got into the closing stages of the fight, he got some help from 2 of his good buddies. They went down and got off of the end of the pier, ran down the beach, jumped out into the water, and swam out and rescued this tarpon. Once they got a good hold on the tarpon, then the tarpon had to be revived. So they swam it into the beach, and by this time, Scott had jumped off the pier, down into the water, and was helping them revive this fish. And I gotta say, it was one of the neatest things that I have seen in all the 25 years of guiding and doing this fishing show. So I gotta say, my hat's off to you, Scott, for doing a great job of catching this fish off this pier. And again, thanks for watching Sportsman's Adventures, and I hope that you enjoyed this pier fishing as much as I did, and our little episode from Destin, Florida with Pat Deneen.
But it was the offshore fishing that brought us here in the first place, and so back aboard the Out of Here, Rick and Skip continue to exercise some of the residents of this deep wreck.
There's a bite right there. Oh, God. Bonito! I hate myself right now. Pat, besides right now, what's the best time to be up here?
Springtime, we get probably one of the best cobia runs around. Big, giant, world-class cobia, sight fishing. Springtime, we've also got Spanish mackerels on the beach, pompanos on the beach. And right now, summertime is blue marlin and wahoo, blue water fishing. And then come wintertime, it's back to bottom fishing, groupers and snappers. Well, groupers, snappers end up closing. But there's something to be caught year-round.
Well, that's good.
Nice area, very diverse.
The thing that's great too is how family-oriented all this fishing is, as well as the area. You know,
there's fishing for the dads and there's fishing for the kids. Well, moms and dads, and there's fishing for the kids. We got everything from fish that pull like that to fish that you catch on light tackle that, you know, young kids enjoy.
Wow. I'm getting tired now.
Yeah, I'm about rested. I'm waiting till he gets up. I may have gotten a bite on that one.
Whew. Man, I'm sweating like my son ready taking a math test. Or any test.
What's all out there for you, Rick?
I think that one a measure.
That's it.
You want to go pull for wahoos, Rick?
I'm with you, Daddy. Whatever you want to do, whatever you think's best.
I say let's try to pick up a wahoo.
Better look at that there. That's what just got you.
Remember it.
guess somebody's got to get dinner. Rick's snoozing. Snooze around here, you lose. Here he comes.
Okay, Andrew, get ready with the gaff.
I'm going to guess Cuda. That's what I'm guessing. No wahoo. Hello. What do you need, Andrew? You need that open? No. Huh? Yeah, somebody's got to have dinner, right? Can't wait on Rick all day.
This Conservation Minute is brought to you by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
You know, fish measuring now has really become very simplistic. Now, the FWC, what they've done is they've come up with what I think is a very, very consistent way of measuring a fish. Now, before, we used to flop the tail down on the board, and whether it was a redfish or a snook or even a trout, it was basically whichever way the tail landed. So the Fish and Wildlife Commission came up with a much more accurate way to measure the fish, and now we're pinching the tails. Now, understand what you've got to do in order to make this happen. Put the nose of the fish on the line before you get ready to measure the fish. Now, as you get ready to pinch the tail, you're going to pinch the tail and make the fish as long as possible. Now, for snook, the new regulations are 27 inches. So if any part of that tail goes over the 27-inch line, that would be considered a good fish. Now, on the top end size of the slot, that snook cannot go over 34 inches. So after you've pinched the tail and you sweep it past the line, be sure that no part of that tail goes over the line. Then that would be a fish that's within the slot and can be harvested. So those are some new tips and techniques on now how we are measuring fish. Now, whether it's a redfish or a snook, I think it's very important to pinch the tail. You don't want to have any trouble and get caught with a fish that's too small or too big.
Contender boats. Take it to the limit. Wherever you find fishing tournament winners, you'll find contender boat owners. First to the fishing grounds, first to the winner's circle. When you look for strength, versatility, and ocean ability, you find contender boats. Hand-built, one by one, each and every one. Contender Boats is proud to introduce its new 23 Tournament Edition, the latest in true mid-size offshore fishing rigs. Contender is committed to providing outstanding quality and performance. Nothing else delivers. Expect the most. Contender Boats.
Yamaha's Big Block V6 4-strokes. Everything you want when you're miles offshore. Everything and more. Up to 250 ocean-conquering horses. More than enough top-end muscle to move the big boats. Yamaha turn-the-key reliability translates to confident starts. Quiet, clean-burning performance. Smooth, powerful acceleration and cruise all-day fuel efficiency. Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
Every second on the water is critical. So to get to the fish fast, I rely on Humminbird. Humminbird's exclusive side imaging sonar shows me picture-like images of bait fish, schools, channel drop-offs, wrecks, and other structure. Navigation is easy and accurate with Humminbird's advanced 16-channel GPS and optional Navionics Platinum charts. Finding fish or finding my way, Humminbird is simply, clearly better.
Wouldn't it be great if you could snap on a lure and just go fishing? With something that looks like, and more importantly, swims like the real thing. With lures that come pre-rigged with the best components available. with baits designed by people who fish all over the world. But most importantly, you tie these on your line, you're going to catch some fish.
Hey Roland, what gives you total boat control?
The power pole.
And Shaw, what gives you the edge on wary fish?
There's no other tool quite like a power pole.
The power pole stops your boat when you want and where you want in up to 8 feet of water without spooking the fish. Hey Brian and Greg, how have you guys won so many redfish tournaments?
Without a power pole, it'd be hard to do.
And Captain Rick, what gives you total boat control and winning all of your tournaments?
For total boat control, get the power pole. I've been fishing all my life and seen some pretty cool things on the water. I've seen 180-pound tarpon jump in my boat. I've seen giant snook slam live bait, and I've also seen super shallow redfish I can easily pull to. I've seen a lot, and a lot has changed except my boat builder, Maverick Boat Company. Make no mistake about it, Maverick makes the best technical poling skiffs, high-speed backcountry skiffs, and bay boats in the world.
Use Maverick or Pathfinder, #1 for a reason.
Just got 8.
Ricky! Ricky!
Oh, there he is, Jimmy! Look at that dolphin, Jimmy! Woo-hoo!
Mr. Murphy makes an appearance.
Yes, sir! Look at that big dolphin! Skip, what you don't know is for 14 years of doing Sportsman's Adventures, the nemesis of Sportsman's Adventures has been the big dolphin.
Well, here he is.
So this could be a new thing if we catch this one.
There he is. Good morning, Mr. Murphy. Thanks for joining us.
What time is it? 3:30.
Hey, Rick, you woke up just in time.
I know. I knew when to get out of
He
bed.
did know when to get out of bed. He did know.
That's a veteran. You know what's so funny? Depending on what part of the country you go to, Skip, or what part of the world you go to, realistically, this fish has 45 names, it seems like.
And
mahi-mahi, dolphin, dorado.
And as soon as you say dolphin, most people in the country think flipper.
Yeah,
Oh,
there he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the little one, yeah.
What happened? Now, I had a bigger fish on than that. Did we do the getaway?
He looked bigger. That's all right. He looked
He's plenty big.
He's plenty big.
Go, Daddy, go. This will be the biggest one that Sportsman's Adventures ever caught.
Really?
On TV.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go. Now we're getting some color. Here he comes. All right, nice fish.
Well, the last time I was doing this, Skip, with rods this size, we were catching yellowfin tubas, Spanish whales, in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Woo!
This one's put up pretty good tussle. He's not very big.
I think he hooked in the tail.
There's some color. There's some color.
Now, I gotta tell you, you know, there's just that little extra pressure you gotta add. I was telling your son.
Yeah, you told my son about that, and that's what he lives by now. Little
And if
thumb
he
pressure.
surges, like he's doing right there, just gonna let go.
Little thumb pressure.
There he
There he
comes.
is on the surface. There he comes. Maybe a little jump. Maybe a little jump. Come on.
Very much alive right there.
Come on, jump, baby.
Here we go.
There he comes. Here he comes.
Here you go. Here you go.
Here he comes.
Hit a jump. Yes, sir. Where you at, Skippy?
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Let me get a couple more
Yeah,
cranks.
walk back a little bit.
All right, here it comes right here.
Get under the boat.
What happened is my gaff man missed
Oh,
it
no,
again
no,
when he
no,
had a
no,
chance.
no,
You
no,
saw
no,
it?
no, no,
We got it
no.
right on video.
No, don't blame me.
big dolphin that lives still.
Let me tell you what that is. That's Dolphin 1400. Sportsman's Adventures Hero. Yeah, dang it.
Well, once again, the big dolphin has gotten away. We just can't seem to put one in the boat when the cameras are rolling. But just wait till next time. We really want to thank the great people of Destin who treated us so nice, and the crew aboard the Outta Here that kept us busy bending the rods and making this another great sportsman's adventure. Check out the Sportsman's Adventures website at www.sportsmansadventures.com. Coming up next week on Sportsman's Adventures with Captain Rick Murphy.
This is where it gets fun. I better get down on the seat. You got push pull under one arm. Oh, look at this redfish.